Ayesha and Sami were siblings who loved exploring old things. One summer, while visiting their grandmother in her village, they found a beautifully carved wooden dollhouse in the attic. The dollhouse looked ancient, with tiny furniture, miniature portraits on the walls, and small dolls dressed in old-fashioned clothes. "Who left this here?" Sami asked, touching the tiny chairs. "It looks magical," Ayesha whispered, running her fingers over the delicate windows. That night, as the moonlight streamed through their bedroom window, Ayesha woke up to a faint click-clack sound. Peering across the room, she saw the tiny chairs in the dollhouse moving on their own. Her heart pounded. Were they dreaming? Or was something inside the dollhouse alive? The next morning, they ran to their grandmother. "Nani, where did this dollhouse come from?" Ayesha asked. Grandmother's face turned serious. That dollhouse belonged to a girl named Meher. She vanished many years ago, and the house was locked away. A chill ran down Sami's spine. "Vanished? How? No one knows?" Nani said. "But they say the dolls inside move on their own." Ayesha and Sami exchanged worried glances. That night, they decided to keep an eye on the dollhouse. As the clock struck midnight, they saw something horrifying. The tiny dolls were walking around. One of the dolls, a girl in a pink dress, turned its head and whispered, "Help us." Gathering their courage, the siblings examined the dollhouse the next morning. Inside a tiny drawer, they found an old note. "Find the hidden key in the real house. Free us," Sami gasped. "Does this mean Meher is trapped inside the dollhouse?" Ayesha nodded. "We have to find that key." Searching the attic, they discovered an old wooden box. Inside was a rusty golden key. They ran back to the dollhouse and inserted the key into a tiny door at the back. Suddenly, a gust of wind blew through the room, and the dollhouse glowed. A bright light flashed, and when they opened their eyes, a young girl stood before them. Meher. Meher looked at them with teary eyes. "Thank you for saving me. Many years ago, a wicked sorcerer cursed this dollhouse. He trapped me inside, and I have been waiting for someone brave enough to set me free." Just then, the dollhouse began to shake. A deep voice boomed, "You cannot break my curse." The siblings grabbed Meher's hands and ran out of the attic. The moment they stepped outside, the dollhouse crumbled into dust. The curse was finally broken. Grandmother hugged Meher, tears in her eyes. "You are home now." That night, as Ayesha and Sami lay in bed, they smiled at each other. They had solved the mystery and freed a lost soul. And as they drifted to sleep, they knew they would never forget the summer of the mysterious dollhouse.